What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the driveway, and let's welcome back in the old second gen. So you guys probably noticed the exhaust manifold's off the truck, and well, turbo's off, and you clicked on the link so you know what's going on. We're going to go ahead and swap out the manifold on the old 12 valve and put on a diesel auto power 3-piece manifold that happens to be sarin coated. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. All right, so you guys can see here, we're going to do a quick comparison real fast. So you got your stock log manifold right here. Flow divider is roughly about the same size, maybe a little bit larger on the 3-piece here. But the biggest difference again is the lack of flow that you get through these manifolds versus, there we go, the flow design you get off these 3-piece manifolds. Now, aside from the performance advantage of going ahead and getting rid of some of those exhaust restrictions that are built into the manifold, the biggest thing is, well, it's got to look good, right? So we have that coating on there that will last us the whole time of the truck, and we don't have to worry about rust getting in there and making it look like this old turd right here. Now, I saved you guys the headache of having to watch me struggle to get that manifold off, because again, it is pretty much a 23, 24-year-old plus truck, and the manifold, questionably if it's ever been removed before. Well, it was not that bad actually. Just a lot of PB blaster, a lot of soaking overnight, and if you need to, in some rare instances, you may have to heat it up and just break up the rust that's built up into the actual spacing in between the manifold and the bolt. Aside from that, not really a big job. So we're going to go ahead and do the install, and we'll go over the torquing procedure and all that fun stuff, and then as per usual, you know we got to test it. And before we get started, we have to give you guys a part number, because you guys got to go to Diesel Auto Power right now and pick up this 3-piece manifold, because you know it's going to be worth every dollar you put in. All right, so there you guys go. There's your 3-piece manifold, black Cerakoted. So let's go ahead and do the cleanup on this thing, and then we'll go ahead and do the install, and then again I'll go back over torque procedure with you guys and all that fun stuff. All right, now that you've got your manifold all cleaned up, at least this head mating surface, sorry, let's take a look. It's not pretty, but you know what, it's smooth enough to put a gasket on there. What I would recommend at this point is break out a 10x150 tap and go ahead and run it through the head and make sure that all your bolt holes are all cleaned up, so you don't got to worry about anything threading in weird or anything like that. And also for assembly lube, got to use nothing but the best ARP Ultra Torque. So I'm going to go ahead and tap these out real quick, and then we'll go into the install. All right, so now you've tapped the holes out, you've cleaned the mating surface. Now we're down to, well, the brass tacks here. So what you want to do is install your gaskets and install your hardware. Again, you want to go ahead and use some really good lube as well. The top two are going to be studs. I'll show you guys in the block here on the head. You'll install 2 studs right there, and you're going to use the applied hardware to install it. So we're going to go ahead and throw it on the truck, and then we'll go ahead and do the torque sequence, and then we'll remount everything. All right, now that we're all mounted up, this is again just kind of hand tighten everything for the time being. There you go. Looks pretty clean on this old clapped out truck. But long story short, looking at 32 foot-pounds, and I will put the torque procedure right here on the screen, so you guys can go ahead and pause it right there so you have it when you actually do the install. And then, like I said, we're going to go ahead and reassemble everything, and then we'll go ahead and do first fire, and then check for leaks, and then test drive. All right, so we got the downpipe back on, hot side intercooler pipe back on, turbo mounted up, torqued up, and I think we're ready for first fire. right, boys, got it running, no exhaust leaks, sounds pretty good. Let's go ahead and take it for a test drive. All right, so far we've been driving it around for about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, leave it out of my house and kind of taking some back roads and what have you. And so far I have noticed this thing spools up, I would say, a fraction quicker, which is nice to get this old turd moving. Aside from that, EGT's a little bit lower. If you guys can see here, we got rain all over the windshield, so it's not really the most ideal day to go out here and, you know, do some rips. But we'll go ahead and test drive it a little bit more and show you guys the gauges and show you just kind of how quickly this thing's spooling up. All right, guys, that's your finished product. There's your test drive. Not really the most ideal conditions, again, to really sit out here and rip on it real bad. All I'm going to do is sit here and spin. Not really worth it. But after probably seeing it was 16 to 1800 degrees EGT, that manifold still looks like how I pulled it out of the package. Now that's awesome right there. Obviously we have no exhaust leaks, no boost leaks. Actually, from what I can tell, we are actually down about 5 psi boost pressure, which would mean, being that boost is a measurement of resistance or restriction, it's doing its job, which is perfect, because that's all I want to see. I want to see lower boost pressure, but I want to see this thing going down the track as fast as I can. So do what you guys always do: like, share, subscribe, P-Pump the world, and purchase this manifold. Contact my boy Lenny over at Diesel Auto Power. Tell them Mike sent you. I'll see you guys in the next video.